I think the only side quest I have left, literally the last quest I have left, is Sebastian's final quest. I don't know what that is, and I don't know what that's going to look like. It hasn't unlocked yet. But I think we're either on or we're close to the last story quest. So I don't know how long this episode's going to be. I imagine it's not going to be very long, though. I'm also on the cusp of level 40. Because I've completed every side quest in the game. I know I have because I got the trophy tied to it. So, I have finished every side quest, I just haven't finished every relationship quest.
Victor Rookwood is dead. He confronted me as I left Ollivander's with the Keeper's wand. I had to defend myself.
My mic wasn't all the way plugged in. I hope that didn't come across sounding too weird.
To defend yourself. I've seen it.
I apologize.
But Rookwood himself...
He would have killed me once he found the repository, if not before. I had no choice.
You're right. You had no choice. You did what you had to do. With Harlow in custody and Rookwood gone, the wizarding community owes you a great debt.
Thank you for saying so, Professor. I'm ready for what's next.
All right, then. The Keepers have been waiting.
When the game is over and credits roll too, I'm going to give my opinions on this game.
So under circumstances even I did not foresee. You understand now why all of this was necessary. The portkey, the vault, the locket, the book, the trials. To ensure that one with the ability you and I share would make the same choice that San, Neve, Charles, and I did.
Now that you have witnessed my memory, you understand all that is at stake. Not everyone is what they seem.
As you know, light does not exist without shadow, nor shadow without light. Simply because you can eliminate darkness does not always mean that you should.
Even the most well-meaning and competent amongst us cannot possibly know the consequences of manipulating what should be beyond our reach.
What lies in the repository must never be released. Resist the temptation to destroy or control it. The magic that you have so carefully honed must now be used only to protect the secret we keep. You have the wand. You will know when to wield it. We leave our legacy in your hands.
Astonishing.
That must be the way to the repository.
Alright, that's pretty cool.
We can only hope that we're not too late, and that we find nothing but a repository undisturbed beyond this door.
You missed the spot. I hope the game isn't bugged and like for some reason I can't finish Sebastian's quest. That would be annoying.
I should hope that the enchantments protecting the castle would protect against an incursion from below.
I fear they may not. Although,
because I feel like I should have done it by now.
I assure you, they will in the future.
Were you able to reach Professor Weasley?
I was. Hopefully she and the others will arrive soon. They know where to find the door through which we entered.
Yeah, the more this progresses, the more this sounds and seems like the final confrontation. Hello.
Let's go.
Because there's only one big bad left, and it sounds like he's assaulting. You know, it's it sounds like it's gearing up to be a long one, and the final battle. Oh, let's see some of that masterful magic. Oh my god! He just slammed that straight into the wall, huh? Maybe Fig is a powerful wizard. Oh, right. Let me just... Alright, come on now. I don't... Why did that do that? Oh, that might have been what the update was about. The game literally got updated overnight. They might have patched out the fact that you can Imperio people and then just spam Petrificus on them. Because that was a little ridiculous.
Professor, that wall, that's the way forward.
Very pathetic. The unknown friend. It worked. Let's go.
Like, Imperio was by far the strongest of the three curses because of that alone.
There's nothing we can do but keep searching.
Like a much lower cooldown than Avada Kedavra, and you were guaranteed a kill on one target at least. It was pretty strong.
Listen, more goblins up ahead.
Enjoy some. Why?
Fools of a feather. I will make you pay. Places. I won't rest.
Oh.
These toughs haven't had as much luck so far.
We're getting closer.
No, I'm not allowed to break this one. Why is he allowed to break them and I'm not? Like, I understand that he's an experienced wizard, but I'm also fairly powerful. Oh, that's a lot of trolls.
goblins have somehow evaded the castle's defensive charms.
Steer them this way. We shall make quick work of them.
They got this.
We'll certainly keep you in charge. Your timing couldn't be better, Professor Hackett.
I'm sorry, you were saying? That was the wrong spell. You know what? Oh.
Look out! Another troll! This one's worse than the last two! Stop him!
Oh, it's a fighter troll.
We couldn't be happy to see you.
Thanks for the bolt, genius. There's no way we're gonna have to fight those. They're just decoration. But sometimes music has hands.
The one! Quickly!
Well, why can't I just fight them both? I can absolutely beat two of these things at once. I would imagine the musician who made the music is who gave it hands. That's like asking who gave the statue hands. Oh, that's why I couldn't kill them, because they were needed to unlock the door.
We made it.
I'm relieved we got here before Ranrock.
I can't believe this is it. The repository has been under the castle for hundreds of years.
Think of all the pain that created it. This is what Miriam, George, your friend Lodgok, and countless others died for. Miriam believed this forgotten magic could be used for such good, but she did not know the risks. She did not see what the Keepers have shown you. what Isadora showed you. You are now the keeper of whatever power it holds. What do you intend to do with it?
I intend to take on a new name and become a very powerful wizard. I think I'll take the name, I don't know, Voldemort? Do I intend to keep it contained here or open it? I really don't want to open it, but I kind of want to see what that leads to.
I plan to leave the repository as it is.
I'm pleased to hear that. I've been thinking.
What is it, Professor?
I spent all year trying to keep our journey a secret from everyone, including Professor Weasley. But now I wonder if I should have shared it with her, and the others, sooner. Trusted them more. The Keepers wanted this secret to be locked away forever. How long will you keep it?
There are so many secrets in Hogwarts. You could probably keep it secret forever. Like, so much in Hogwarts is unknown.
The Keepers were right. The risk of using this magic is too dangerous. It is my responsibility alone to keep it safe.
I understand, but you are not entirely alone. I will do all I can to help you.
Dude, you're like 3 years away from dying of old age. No offense, but...
The arrogance of wizard kind. Goblins built this repository. It belongs to us.
Enough, Ranrock. It was never yours.
I've been wanting to play with this.
Miriam's wand.
If she'd simply handed over the container, all of this could have been avoided.
So yeah, he did kill Miriam. It's final confirmation.
Witch. Seems you were two of a kind. She didn't know when to give up either.
Oh, well, there goes the repository. And the neighborhood, more than likely. Oh. Did they just kill Professor Fig?
It's feeding off the power from the repository.
Your patience will magic is no match for mine, child.
So how do I...
My spells have no effect on the practice. Look at this. That is the trick. Have you now, Ragnar?
I imagine at the very least he was pretty injured from that.
You can't stop me.
The ancient magic gauge being 5 deep kind of trivializes this fight a little bit. But just the first couple phases. Where? Oh, this way. Okay, I see now. Like now I don't have any for this final fight, basically.
Give up now. I might ensure that your death is swift.
There's nowhere to hide now, not so powerful now.
Ouch.
This cannot be happening. You will die.
This ends here, Radrock.
You think you can stop me?
Ouch. Ouch. This man's kicking my ass. That was the wrong spell. God damn. His attacks keep coming out so fast that I can't avoid them. That one I just got distracted.
This is what Professor Jake.
Ow. I have to agree. If Fig's dead, that's a little ridiculous, because I refuse to believe that such a powerful wizard couldn't have found a way to protect himself against falling rubble. There we go.
Professor!
Miriam. Miriam would have loved you, my young friend. The wizarding world could not be in more capable hands.
That was a much better way to kill a character like Professor Fig. They went for like a really shitty cop-out way to an actually really good scene.
Professor Eleazar Fig. I dare say he was a beloved professor to many of you, certainly a long-standing colleague to his peers. A famed adventurer and seeker of knowledge, he built a reputation charging into the unknown, brazenly disregarding both discretion and safety, providing perhaps a rather unfortunate lesson for us all. His devotion to adventure was rivaled only by his dedication to Hogwarts. And of course, to his wife, Miriam, whom we lost much too soon as well. Yeah.
Professor Fig represented the best of all of us.
What an asshole.
He could be deviously clever, possessed a brilliantly inquisitive mind, and was the most loyal of friends. But perhaps it was his remarkable courage, for which we will all be forever indebted to him. If not for Professor Fig. Well, I can say with confidence that if not for him, many of us, let alone Hogwarts, would not be here today. Those that knew him best will agree that we must now honor him as only Hogwarts can, by wisely, resourcefully, justly, and bravely facing all that lies ahead.
To Professor Fig!
Never imagined we'd attend a funeral for one of our professors. Glad Weasley spoke for Fig. She honored him. He'll be well remembered. I only wish we could have done the same for Solomon Sallow. I need to go and see Anne soon.
Ominous, there's something I need to tell you. It's to do with Victor Rookwood.
I heard a rumor that he confronted you outside of Ollivander's. Sounds as if you faced quite a fight.
The rumor's true, and I did. But it's not that. Just before Rookwood attacked, he uttered something familiar. The same words Anne heard before she was cursed. Children should be seen and not heard.
Wait, what are you saying?
It wasn't one of Ranrock's loyalists who cursed Anne. It was Victor Rookwood.
Yep.
It was Rookwood all along.
This can't be. The night Anne was cursed, all she saw were goblins.
You see, since Feldcroft was of interest to Ranrock, it became of interest to Rookwood as well. That's why Rookwood was there the night Anne was cursed. He was working with Ranrock. When he saw Anne, well, he didn't want anyone to know.
So he cursed her. Oh, so cruel. Rookwood got what he deserved. Thank you for telling me. Anne and Sebastian deserve to know, and it should come from me. As we discussed, I spoke with Black. Sebastian's with the headmaster now, but perhaps there's a way to get word to him. When I find out, I'll send an owl.
Oh. I was expecting credits to roll. But I still have a relationship quest I have to do. Oh, okay. It's not quite done yet is the reason. There's still one more thing. Prepare for your owls. So we're not quite done yet.
I have news about Sebastian.
There we go.
Meet me in the Undercroft as soon as you can.
I have so many things I want to say, but I want to reserve them for when the game is actually done.
Thank you for coming.
Ominous, I received your owl. What's happened with Sebastian?
He's been expelled, and will soon face trial at the Ministry. Although Anne wanted to turn him in, I think now she's torn. I confess I know how she feels. As much as we all wanted Sebastian to face the consequences of his actions. It will never be the same without him. Just standing here in the Undercroft without Sebastian feels wrong.
I never thought things would end this way. I hope we did the right thing.
I hope so.
I mean, yeah, you went too
Were you
far.
able to tell Sebastian about Rookwood cursing Anne?
I was. Black let me talk to Sebastian before he left. At first he wouldn't believe it. Then he realized it all made sense. Unfortunately, his anger only grew towards goblins and dark wizards. Anne was shocked too, but in some sense relieved to know the truth about who was responsible. I think it brought her some peace.
I'm glad to hear it. She deserves peace.
She does. Sebastian was my best friend. I can't imagine Hogwarts or anywhere without him. I know you two had grown close, that you were helping each other with more than just finding a cure for Anne. He never gave specifics, but I know it was important. He means a lot to us both. I hope we get the chance to tell him that one day. I know we had a bit of a rocky start, but you've proven yourself as a friend. I'm glad you came to Hogwarts. I can't believe we found ourselves trapped in that scriptorium. Never again.
And there we go. There's the final level up. What? Here? Do I have to go here? Trying to figure out where the hell I need to go. I guess I'll just walk out of the Undercroft and see where it leads me. Yeah, so I guess I'm in the post game technically. Oh, here, let's get my challenges real quick. Now, the only problem I have is I'm missing one piece of gear for challenges. And I assume this is for completing the owls or something. Because that's the only thing I'm missing, and then I have everything in the game. I've done it all. I should spend my last talent point too. I don't care about those. Don't really care about those either. Not that it really matters. Don't think I'm gonna experience much more combat. I never even really used potions. You know, let's do the chomping cabbages one. That way, if I throw out cabbages, I throw out a bunch. Because that was another achievement. Spending all your talent points is an achievement too. Which I have a real problem with video games that do that. Like Final Fantasy XII. One of the trophies was to complete all the hunts in the game, and another trophy was to beat the super boss Yasmat, which is the final hunt that you do. So they're basically the same trophy. I hate when two trophies are basically just doing the same thing.
Professor Weasley?
That's just lazy.
You wanted to see me?
I did. We haven't had a chance to speak since I know you were quite close with Professor Fig.
Hogwarts won't be the same without him.
No, it won't. But I can assure you that he would want us to press on, and that he would rest easy knowing that the future of the wizarding world is in hands like yours.
Thank you, Professor.
You've had quite a year, both inside and outside of Hogwarts. I've heard all sorts of rumors. You've ridden a graphorn, befriended a goblin, rescued hippogriffs, even helped Mr. Ollivander track down a family wand.
How did you...
It's harder to keep secrets around here than one might suspect. I'm just glad you found such a good friend in Miss Sweeting. It's nice to see her engaging more with her classmates. There have evidently been Snidget sightings in the area lately. If the centaurs are to be believed, 2 Hogwarts students are behind it.
I'm certain I don't know what...
No need to discuss it further. What I would like to discuss is your wizard's field guide. May I see it?
Of course. What do you think, Professor?
I think you've been busy this year. I see some progress here, but quite a bit of your field guide has...
Wait, what do you mean?
Completed. Fortunately, you do have some time to prepare for your OWL.
The whole thing is filled out! What do you mean?
I had a sense about you from that first moment you came bursting in, late, to the sorting ceremony. I am pleased to see that my instincts were correct. To think you've only been with us a year and you'll already be taking your OWLs, well, it's nothing short of astonishing.
Thank you, Professor, for everything.
You are most welcome. I look forward to seeing what you do during the rest of your time with us.
There's literally nothing else I can do in this game, and this bitch is like, there's still quite a bit to be filled out.
Revelio.
Well, maybe there's some letters laying around the environment somewhere that I've missed, but other than that, there's nothing. And those don't even count. Like, those aren't part of any collections or anything. Wait, hold on a second. I am so fucking dumb. I can't believe I didn't accept one of the rewards. No, that's not true at all. I can absolutely believe that I didn't do that. There, my collection is completed. I have every cosmetic and everything in the game. I cannot believe I was missing one item, and this bitch goes, "You're missing quite a bit of your field guide." I'm about to walk back in there and fucking show her the newest spell I learned. It's this one, by the way. This is the newest spell I learned. I like that you can still hear the sounds of the two fucking suits of armor fighting in the background during that cutscene. Wait, why did it turn into a troll for a second there? The fucking suit of armor is scattered across the ground.
This year, we have seen our students exemplify the bravery of Godric Gryffindor. And now we can finish. The loyalty of Helga Hufflepuff. The wisdom of Rowena Ravenclaw. And the ambition of Salazar Slytherin. And so, the winner of this year's house...
There was no cheering for Salazar.
Excuse me, Headmaster, if I may. One particular student's heroism during the attack on Hogwarts, not to mention the level to which they have excelled in their coursework, as a new student, no less.
I'm getting the Harry Potter treatment right now.
Well, it would seem that it certainly merits, I'd say, 100 points to their house. Wouldn't you agree?
Ah, yes. Thank you, Professor Weasley. I suppose we have our winner.
All right. All in all, I actually really enjoyed this game. I kind of loved it, honestly. It had everything I love in RPGs, especially ARPGs, which is like the going around collecting, etc., etc. Like plenty of collectibles to distract and, you know, fill time, help you explore the world, look around at things. Puzzles, plenty of puzzles to solve to really get you thinking, looking at the world in different ways as well. All in all, I really enjoyed the game. They had all the classic like Harry Potter tropes in the game as well, including at the end of the game, you got the bullshit points that the professors give you because they want your house to win. Like what happened in every single Harry Potter movie, basically. Every single year they did that shit. Now, some things I had issues with. The Professor Fig's death, I don't think was too bad. It was a little shoehorned. But I feel like it was done in an alright way. You know, it wasn't like Joel's death in The Last of Us, where Joel's death was the entire reason for the game to exist, basically. It was more along the lines of it happened as a consequence of everything that was going on, rather than everything revolved around it, which is lazy writing. I hate when people do that. The professors coming in at the end, that entire final battle sequence was cinematic and spectacular. But all the professors coming in, like, at the last minute was also kind of shoehorned. Like, it almost felt a little bit out of nowhere. Where Professor Fig is like, oh yeah, I sent a letter, they're gonna help us. And it's like, okay, just like that, just, you send a letter and we're good, we're golden, good to go? Cool, alright. It was cool, though. It was cool seeing all the professors work together and helping you with the final battle against Ranrock. And I loved every single thing that happened with interactions between side quests and main quests was phenomenal. Constant references to stuff that you did in side quests, in the main quests, or other side quests that I really didn't expect. There was multiple instances of, you did this, so this affects this other quest. Which, so many games, like, they have some of that. Every single quest mattered in this game to the overarching plot. From the broom riding to helping the relationship quests. In fact, the only relationship quest that... No, even Natty's relationship quest was mentioned multiple times because they talked about Harlow being taken into custody during the final quest. So I can't think of a single quest that didn't have some sort of effect. Oh no, I can. The shop quest, the shop side quest, where I went and got my own shop and the ghost is now haunting my shop. That didn't play into anything. But that's also because that was a PlayStation exclusive quest, so I'm sure that's the reason why they didn't factor it into anything or have it referenced at all. That was a pretty cool quest, by the way. I did that one off stream. I kind of wish I had done it on stream because it was a really cool quest. Full on with like defeating a unique PlayStation only enemy, who was actually a pretty cool fight. In general, The game was good. I enjoyed it. But a lot of stuff about it was very rudimentary. Very basic. It definitely feels like a project they did not spend as much time and effort on as you see on some of the really big projects, but it had a lot of love and care. I feel like this game is... I don't feel at the end of the year anybody is going to look at Hogwarts Legacy and go, this is Game of the Year. I highly doubt that's going to happen, especially with other big titles coming out this year already that a lot of people are really excited for. Like a new Spider-Man game is supposed to come out this year. I think Breath of the Wild 2 is supposed to come out this year too, or maybe that's next year, I can't remember. But this game is a phenomenal stepping stone for future Wizarding World games. The capture mechanic, I can see them taking that and making an entire game just based off of that if they really put time into it. Like, you could make a fantastic Beast-styled game from the stepping stones they have placed in this game. And I also feel there is so much room for improvement in the combat system. Basic casts is a good idea, but imagine a game where instead of having every spell set to those set to palettes, instead of basic casting when you hit R2, you cast other spells that are just used in general for combat. And that's your combo. That is your basic combo. Like, you start with Stupefy, you go into Confringo, maybe you do an Incendio. Like, imagine a game where you do that instead of just basic casts. They don't even have to do a lot of damage, because it could be a game based on, like, super experienced wizards who actually know what they're doing rather than just constantly basic casting and while they're filling in time for their spells to come off cooldown. Like, that could be a whole thing. Like, that would be incredible. Also, the stuff with the Deathly Hallows, like, that opens some cool doors. Like, especially with the Elder Wand. Giving you enhanced versions of those 4 spells. And those enhanced versions were really cool. But it makes so much sense that we don't have any of that in this game. Because we are a new wizard. As talented as we are a new wizard just learning magic. Or witch. New wizard or witch. So it makes sense that we rely a lot on basic casts and use spells in certain situations. Or use all our spells and then fill in time with basic casts. Honestly, I could have spent the entire combat just doing different spells, but switching between palettes and casting constantly isn't... Though it sometimes looks cool, it gets super repetitive, and I like to dodge around and cast every now and then. But yeah, also with being a new student, it makes sense that the level cap is only 40. The game is very quick, in my opinion. Let's see, this is my 8th episode. Each episode was roughly 3 hours long, but except for that one, which is only an hour and a half, so that's less than 25 hours. And I wasn't speeding through it. Yeah, and I wasn't speeding through it. So if you really buckle down and, like, just go through the story of this game, you could probably finish it in 15. Skipping cutscenes, you could probably finish it in, like, 7 or 8. Oh, maybe not that quick. Maybe more like 10. Probably still in the double digits. But like I said, it makes sense because this game is fairly basic. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with this template in the future. Because if this is it, if this is all they do and they don't really build upon it for the future, that would be the most disappointing thing I have ever seen. There is so much room to improve this. They have so many different good ideas that they started in this game that they could expand upon and have incredible things. Like, when you get the Lord of the Shore and you finally get that ground mount, and you discover that the reason you didn't get the ground mount for so long is because you can use it in combat, that is ridiculous. That's cool. And I even said at the beginning of the game, I'm sure there's going to be a section of the game where I'm riding on broom or something, and even if it's on rails, there'll be broom combat. But that never happened. Like, that's a cool cinematic experience you could do. I'm shocked they didn't have a section like that. Or, oh, what's the name of the spell that allows them to, travel super quickly? Is it Apparate? The one that, like, the Death Eaters and everybody used to get around very quickly. And, like, all the bad guys in this game used to get around very quickly, too. I can't remember what it's called. But, like, there was a scene in, I think, 2 of the Harry Potter movies where, while traveling like that, they were fighting. Like, you know, they were casting spells at each other and stuff. That'd be a cool sequence, too. I also liked the beam struggles, even though it only happened against 2 enemies. Those were cool. It only happened against Harlow and Rookwood. But that was another cool sequence. Because, you know, it was the super iconic moment from Harry Potter as well. So it makes sense that they put it in at least once or twice. I'm kind of happy they didn't play too much into it, because a lot of games, when they have stuff like that, they'll just play on it so much. Oh boy, what else? I had a lot of thoughts, and it's kind of hard to sort through them all. A good example of them playing way too much into it is, I don't remember which Dragon Ball game it was, but they focused way too much on the beam struggles, and it kind of made the game suffer for it. Oh, for a new release game, this game performed phenomenally. Like, I don't want anybody to get it twisted. A new release game running as well as this did, I think over the 8 episodes I streamed, I had stuttering issues once. That's incredible. Granted, I'm using an Ethernet cable, but that's beside the point. Usually those issues are happening because of the game, not because of your internet. So that's pretty wild that I could go through the entire game with only a couple issues. And all the other issues I saw were just like little glitches here and there. Like, I think it was super early on where I saw a guy just standing on his broom in a stairwell, and that broke me. I was laughing so hard at that. Or that one I saw toward the end of the map chamber where the map chamber disappears, but there was still a light hanging in the air. That was funny. Or the cloak glitches. So many people's cloaks kept turning inside out and going through their legs. But, like, a game having that few issues is pretty incredible. And even when a game does have that many issues, like Cyberpunk had so many issues, stuff like that can actually make the game a more enjoyable experience if you just have fun with it. I am a bit disappointed that like Quidditch didn't exist in the game. Not that I like sequences like that or sports like that, mini games like that. I know a lot of people were looking forward to it, and I feel like them not having it in the game let down quite a few people who were looking forward to the game. So to me, it doesn't matter, but you know, I know a lot of people really would have liked that. And as far as I've heard, there are no plans for them to add updates or expansions or anything to this game. Or I guess DLCs. Sorry, I'm using MMO speak. Excuse me, not expansions. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, they have no plans currently for DLC. It would be wild if they didn't put out any DLC. The only thing... So every single house also has unique side quests. I do not know... I don't even know which side quests were Ravenclaw specific. I know I did them, obviously. But I have no idea which ones they were. But I know, like, Hufflepuff has unique side quests. I think Hufflepuff has the most unique side quests. I remember hearing apparently at one point in a Hufflepuff quest, you go to Azkaban. Like, that's cool that they included areas like that. It's a little disappointing that they made such an area exclusive to one house. But I imagine because it's unique to one house, they probably didn't put that much work into it. It's probably just like a go in, do whatever you're there to do, and then leave. I've also heard there's possible alternate endings to the game. Which I'll probably end up looking up on YouTube. And I will also say, I'm shocked that this game was supposed to be a little bit more of an adult take, but a lot of the on-screen deaths were super PG. Like, the first death you see, as shocking as it was to see a death in the opening scene, basically, you don't even actually see it. Like, you see the dragon bite the carriage, and then you see it chomp down. You don't even really see anything. And then both times that Ranrock killed somebody, you stop and you look at it and you're like, are we even sure that person's dead, though? Because, like, the first goblin he kills, the Gringotts goblin, he just slams him on the ground from about 7 feet up. It's like, yeah, that would fucking hurt, but would that kill you? I mean, it could kill you. But it's like a foregone conclusion that, like, oh yeah, they're definitely dead, and it's like, okay, I guess. So it feels like there's supposed to be more to those death scenes, like maybe blood spatter and everything, but they decided to cut that from the game to be more PG. I know a lot of the other deaths in the game were like super sudden. In fact, I'd say almost every death was super sudden. The only death that wasn't super sudden was Fig. Fig was like a almost touching moment. That again, I will admit, was a bit shoehorned. He didn't need to die there. But I don't really have issues with him dying there. I had another thought while I was talking about the deaths. I can't remember what it was. It's gone now. I'm racking my brain trying to think of it, and I just can't remember. Yeah, it's gone. Oh well. Drop my controller. Oh, there it was. Another thing that felt almost like it was supposed to be more, but they kind of, maybe because of time constraints, maybe because of this or that, maybe even to do with the controversy that started coming out about it. Who knows, you know, I'm not a developer. I can't say whether or not they did this because of any such reason. But there was one character in the game who was trans. They were formerly a wizard, and they transitioned to being a witch. Their voice was so shockingly different from everyone else's. They didn't really have much of an accent. The accent was there, but it was very slight. Their voice was very monotone, and it sounded like it was recorded either in a different studio, or using a different mic, or just in a different situation. I don't know. It felt like that character, the fact that they were trans was shoehorned in, or maybe the voice actor who did it lived in a different area. They had to record via a different studio. That could be another issue with it. Who knows? Who really knows? But that character, when I first heard them, it was so jarring because it was so obvious from the get-go to me that their voice was so dramatically different quality from everyone else's. And like I said, there's any number of factors that could play into it. Maybe it was a last-minute change because of controversy. Maybe it was just a recording issue, had something to do with the actor couldn't get in. Who knows? I'm not judging based on that. It was just a bit jarring, and I wanted to point that out too. But yeah, so final thoughts on the game. It was a good game. I loved it. I loved the game. There's so much more they could do with it, though. This is a fantastic template for games that could easily be some of the best games that have come out over the course of our generation and the next generation. Like, what is that noise? Was that you? Were you making that noise? Anyways. Absolutely, if they build upon this, those games could be phenomenal. They could make phenomenal wizard casting games. They can make phenomenal Fantastic Beast style games. They can make phenomenal, like, mounted exploration / adventure kind of games. There's so much they could do with this. And I really hope that they do. I am so excited to see what projects they come out with in the future that build off of this. And if they don't, that would be the biggest disappointment I have ever experienced. Because there's so much good here they could do so much with. Like, that's you, right? Why are you so loud? Like, every little step he takes is it's like I don't know if it's coming across in the stream, but his little, like, pitter-patter footsteps on the perch are so loud to me. But yeah, so that's the end of this entire series, actually. There's nothing else in the game for me to do. I will stream again tomorrow. I'm going to be playing One Piece Odyssey again. And then once One Piece Odyssey is over, I imagine One Piece Odyssey is going to be a longer series, because based off of what I've experienced thus far, you know, it took me that long just to get through Alabasta. It's going to be a pretty long one. But yeah, thanks for joining me. That's gonna be it for this one. Great game. Glad you were here for it. I will see you next time for One Piece.